Yeah, this is a line of storms that goes all the way up into Canada, all the way down, all the way down. Well, we got the video uploaded. There's like big drops. You can see the sky up ahead. I think it's still coming. You can sort of see it over there, I think. Yeah. It's pretty cool, but I don't know if it's going to continue or there's another little blast and it'll be just a bunch of little blasts of storms today as the weather changes. Well, temperature cooled off. We had those storms yesterday. Temperature this morning was 65 when I got up early. But we're out doing a little shopping and I'm working on a new coffee product. So I'm going to talk to you about that and show you what I'm trying to make. And I think from the limited little tests I've done already, everybody seems to like it. So I think it has some good potential. I'll tell you about that when we get back to the house. Okay, remember I told you we were going to talk about a new thing I was making with coffee and testing out. Well, this is that new thing. This is a coffee syrup, and it's relatively simple. What I do is take the coffee, and I'll go through that in a minute, and make a simple syrup, which is just sugar and water, and put the coffee into it. And you can use that. I tested it on, we had 4th of July and everything, and I tested it with, everybody who was around who eats ice cream and coffee, with just plain vanilla, and everybody loved it. You couldn't tell that the ice cream wasn't coffee. It's sweet. I think it has a lot of other potential uses besides just ice cream. So I'll give you a little bit of a clue. What I do is I make it with a AeroPress, and I'll show you that in a second. So basically what I do is, this is an AeroPress, and we'll go into that another time. But I make a very fine ground coffee, really strong, and more like an espresso, and then just, extract it out doing this. Once I get that concentrate out of that, which is it's more than you're supposed to use. But once I get that done, then I add that to the simple syrup and just basically let it sit. So I really think it has a lot of potential. And there's another part which a guy told me about. So let me just change this up a little. When we were down in Rhode Island, a guy said to me, my friend's daughter's boyfriend, how's that? Okay. Said he knew a guy who was making coffee, and what he was doing was he was making the coffee, but the coffee was part of it. In actuality, a small part of it. What he was doing was making coffee syrups. So that got me thinking. And I said, okay, well, let me try it. Let's see what it is. Let's see if it works. And I'm not sure, it's still in the initial thinking stage, that kind of thing. But if you could take different coffees and impart those different flavors into that syrup, you could make some good things. I mean, I think you could make a, wonderful iced coffee. We're going to try some of those probably this afternoon, and I'll show you by adding the coffee, the syrup, maybe some cream. I think it's going to really make some big iced coffees, which would be wonderful. You can use it on ice cream. Again, we're assuming here you like coffee. And I think they'll have uses for it for like mixed drinks and stuff. So you'll be able to make, what is it? Like a Kahlua type, White Russian, those type of things. And I think there's quite a few other drinks that you'll be able to put that in. So I think there's a good potential in doing that. Now, does everybody else think so? That I don't know. But, you know, I think the average person likes things that are relatively sweet. So we're going to push forward. We'll do some more testing. It's just like the coffee. I, you know, had different people testing, and so far it's been really good. I mean, there's people who don't really like coffee. It's not really going to matter that much to them. You know, they're used to drinking, you know, like my father and even other people. They're used to just drinking something that has a dark, burnt, period taste. It's not smooth. It's bitter. It's got a lot of acidity. For those people, it's not going to matter what kind of coffee we're making. It's, to them, they just want to buy their coffee, drink their coffee, be on their way. It's not that thing. And what we're trying to do is make a coffee that really has, you know, that you look forward to getting up, brewing, having during the day, having after dinner with decafs and other stuff. So the syrup, I think, could be in line with that. Okay, remember, this is a test that I'm doing too, so I have no idea what the exact ratio is, and, you know, if you decide you want to try it once we start selling it, then you can make your own. This is just the coffee, and I think we're going to call it roasted sweetness. So I'm going to put in, let's see. That's 3 ounces. So let's try the 3 ounces and see how that goes. Okay. So I got the cup. Good. That might have been too much. We'll see. Okay. Next, we'll take the coffee we just brewed. Add that. And I don't normally, but I'm going to put in a little half and half, just to see what it's like. Bet you it's going to be good. All right, now I need something to stir with. We'll use this. It's handy. Okay. And now for the test. Oh my. Whoa. That's it. This is more like dessert. Usually I drink coffee black. Try it.
Wow, okay.
Okay, so that's one of the possible uses. I was thinking while I was making this too that I could also do this, which would be pretty cool, with an AeroPress and make sort of an espresso-y, a stronger one, and when it went through hot it would melt the ice. So I think roasted sweetness has a lot of potential in the coffee business.